You're such an asshole.
AssholeConsulting.com. If you have questions about anything, really, as long as I can legally consult you, I will take your money. And you will give it to me? Oh, yes, you will, because I'm the world's only professional asshole. And as far as I know, I think I'm the only one that has this racket going. And I'm the only one kind of dealing in truth right now. Blunt and direct. See, the regular consultants they go around the bush and they nudge you to, no, you're a fat, ugly sow, no guy wants to fuck you. See, how much more simpler and fast was that? See, and that's why I could charge so little that I do, because you allow me to beat the fucking shit out of you, and we can all progress much more efficiently and effectively towards a better life. Who writes? Who is this guy? Ryan what writes? Hello, Aaron. This is a long one, by the way, so you might want to sit down. I graduated in May of this year with a degree in molecular, cellular, and developmental biology from the University of Colorado Boulder. And yes, I know what you were thinking, but I am the furthest thing from a pothead. I was not thinking that. I was thinking you did not listen to me when I said if it has biology or a bio in it, you do not major in it, because that is the worst degree probably to major in, because it is a hard degree. It is a truly, genuinely STEM field, but there's no jobs with it. So you put in all the effort that you could have rededicated towards an electrical engineering degree, but you get no employment opportunities, except maybe you could teach high school biology to future suckers who might go major in biology. As a naive high school graduate, I convinced myself that genetics would be the next booming field, but if I am honest with myself, just as big of a motivating factor was escaping Missouri for a time and living in Colorado. You were right in that part. Colorado is awesome, dude. Absolutely, go and explore. My freshman and sophomore years were poorly academically. I have valid reasons, but I'll spare you those details. No, you do not have valid you have excuses. No reason is valid that you have shitty grades. Your number one job is to get good grades. Like, that's it. That's all you have to do. I get everybody has problems. Oh, I got pregnant. Oh, my parents kicked me out. Don't, you're talking to the wrong guy, okay? And I eventually graduated with 3.33 GPA. Okay, that's good. You came through in the end. Now, fortunately, I was able to avoid accruing any debt, and I'm able to live with my parents right now. How bad did you have it? You didn't have it tough at all. Now with nearly zero expenses. I'm currently training in the emergency department of a hospital for a part-time scribe position while studying for the GRE. The job blows, the shifts are 12 hours long, and the hospital is an hour away from my house. But apparently looks good if you apply for work in the medical field. Okay, so here's the problem, because I kind of scanned your email before. You don't even know if you're going to work in the medical field, so why are you doing that? Let alone an hour one way is a 2-hour commute. That's a lot of your waking hours being pissed away, son. A lot. And if you're not sure that you want to work in the medical field, which, as we'll read through the email, you don't, I would stop that shit right now, because the most important thing in your day is time. You are awake roughly, 16? Let me do the math. Actually, I'll do the math here. 16. What's 2 hours a day divided by 16? You're 8%? 12? You are wasting an eighth of your waking hours. 12.5% of your time is wasted on a fucking commute. Knock that shit off right the fuck now. Maybe you didn't read the book, but in Bachelor Pad Economics, there's a segment called Security is Security. And the reason I recommend security, or being a librarian, or being a night watchman, or being a parking lot attendant at night, is because you are double dipping. You're allowed to work on whatever it is, be it school, a business on the side, computer programming, whatever hustle you got going, and you're getting paid at the same time as well. You are really fucking yourself over with that commute, because you can't do anything else except listen to awesome podcasts like mine, the Clary Podcast. You can find it on SoundCloud. Looks good in America. My question for you is, what is the best career move for me? My situation is unique in that my parents are wealthy enough that they are willing to support me if I were to continue my studies. I totally undercharged you. I understand that you generally dissuade people from continuing their education due to the cost, but I am fortunate enough that this is not a concern. Hell, I would go get an MBA if you thought it could improve my future income and job. No, fuck the MBA. You do not get an MBA. Go look at some grass grow before you get an MBA. I participated in some paid academic research as an undergraduate, but I hated it. As far as I can tell, the job market is slim. As of last year, I was leaning towards veterinary school, but most of the vets I shadowed were very negative about the field, and my grades are likely... vets. Okay, and vets are not... Yeah, vets are... The grades are too low, likely get accepted anyway. And it sucks. The field sucks. I also assume that my middling GPA will exclude me from acceptance into a physician's assistance program. I'm not in love with the medical field as many of my peers are. I'm concerned that the market will become oversaturated, but it appears to be the only way for biology majors to make any money. If I were to choose a career in the medical field, I would have to take additional prerequisite courses such as statistics, anatomy, and physiology before I can even apply. I was accepted into the biological department at whatever school that is, but I have not registered for the spring semester. Yeah, but okay, don't go for a master's degree. You're already like jerking off to your degree right now because it's worthless and that's all you can really do with it. And now you're gonna double down and get a master's in a field that you're just like meh about and you have absolutely no direction or concrete plans with. So drop that. Don't do that. I would say save yourself the money, but it's not your money, it's your parents' money, and whether or not I don't know about it's theirs, they probably earned it. They'd like to save it. Give it to some kid who knows what the fuck he wants to do. Have him donate it to charity. Feed some kids. Fuck, send it to me. I'll go buy a car with it. But do not waste your parents' time and money anymore on shit you don't know, you're not too sure about, alright? There's a Mustang, a Shelby Super Steak Mustang I'd like. You can get it at the Mustang Museum, Shelby Museum in Las Vegas. Tell them I'd like one. It's only $250,000. Some careers I've begun to consider are physical therapy, occupational therapy, or perfusion. Assuming I do well in the prerequisites, my remaining prerequisites, and begin shadowing, these programs appear to be easier to gain acceptance to. Lastly, there's a medical information company called Cerner, where somebody I know works that I believe I could get an entry-level work in. But if you're not an engineer or superb salesman, then it is very easy to get stuck in the worst kind of low-paying cubicle work that requires an insane time commitment. My God, you're figuring this out? Why are you doing this? Okay, and I know it's not necessarily your fault, because I understand K through 12 is Shitsville. I know your teachers did a shitty job, but did it dawn on you to figure out what you'd want to do first before you pissed away 4 years of your life and a ton of your parents' money at Boulder? Now you're just throwing shit against the wall and hoping something sticks. All right, which I understand. We're going to solve that problem. But I need you to understand why you're fucking up. Because if I tell you the solution, but you don't understand why, there's a really good chance you're going to continue fucking up, and then this consultation will have been vain. Right? I greatly value your opinion on the medical field in general and would like to hear what you would do if you were in my situation. My main concern is that whichever option I may choose, it will likely require 2 to 5 additional years of study, and I got burnt out of studying at the Colorado University after watching your channel, realizing that my degree was mostly worthless. But with your help, I can determine a good path to take. I'll work my ass off. Good. All right. Kind of getting together here now. Some factors. You're 23. Good physical shape. You're introverted. Don't give a shit. I'm not mathematically or mechanically inclined. Barely survived Calculus 1. No. We don't do that here. Okay? We don't do that at Asshole Consulting. You're a lazy fuck who didn't try at math. And you think what you'd like to do outranks what the world is going to tell you that they're going to pay for. All right? Just admit it, you're a lazy fuck in that regard. Don't tell me you're just not good at math. That's an excuse that lazy girls who want to go major in children's psychology come up with. If you want to succeed at anything, you will do the hard things. Programming, math, science, whatever it is, it's your choice. But don't be doing this, well, I just don't like hard stuff. What should I do that isn't hard that pays a lot of money? You can suck dick. I'm being deadly serious. If you want to make a lot of money, you're a good-looking young kid, and you want to do something that isn't hard. I mean, mathematically and mentally, it might be hard if you know what I'm saying. Get the double entendre there? If you don't want to do something that's hard, prostitution for young, good-looking boys in the gay community, well, that will help you out. Might get AIDS, might cause some psychological problems, but there's your answer. Sex is a very easy job to sell, and it's not that hard. Otherwise, if you don't want to be a whore, then unfortunately you're going to have to learn difficult skills, because the law of economics, don't know if you took that or not in high school or college, but if something is hard, that means there's not a lot of people who do it. But if you're managing to become one of those people who can do it, then the wage you command in the labor market is very high. Surgeons, medical field. I would prefer to live in the Kansas City, Parkville, Missouri area to be near my family and close to friends. Okay. I have a great girlfriend, long-legged, blonde, and conservative. How the hell did you land that? Your parents' money. They'll graduate next spring with a degree in marketing and business management. Okay, so she's not going to be... She might get by on her looks, but she ain't going to find out... You guys are going to have student loans, or she is. Not a strong degree, but she has been able to pay for a significant portion of it with a volleyball scholarship. All right, good, you got it. I would not like to jeopardize this relationship. All right, you better become a fucking man then, son. You better get a fucking plan together. I'd like to start a family and have 3 to 4 kids. No. You're going to become a man first with a career, which you are aiming for, but you're not. That is way down the road. Thank you in advance, sir. I'm very anxious to get started. Some meaningful work, sage advice. All right. I had some questions. Why are you taking the GE? Are you going to Oh, I did charge you the right amount. Never mind. Okay. Please, I'm taking GRE. I have the spare time to do working time. I have spare time due to working part-time. Most graduate schools required for admittance. The reason I cannot hurt scores in regards to middle school schools, never very enthusiastic about the field. I have been interested in health and nutrition since my time as a high school wrestler. Oh, we're going to go down the kinesiology, sports management, sports therapy management thing. But as much as traditional... No, you're observation about this, right? Okay, here's the deal. All right. You're going to have to start college all over again. All right? And not all over, like go back as a freshman. But since you didn't put any forethought into this or any research as to what you should study and what you'd like to become and do some inner soul searching, you have wasted 4 years of your life, 5 because you're 23. And now you got to figure this out. Now, I cannot tell you what that is. If you've read my books, you've watched the videos, you got an idea. But very generally, getting back again, I seem to do this weekly, if not twice a week, you have to be in the ballpark. And the ballpark are those degrees that pay and are worth your time and investment that you're going to invest into getting this degree. Okay? So what that is, you got a range. It could be STEM, it could be the trades, it could be going to medical school, it can be engineering, IT, whatever. Some you don't have to go to college for, you just learn yourself, you go to a programming boot camp, those are your options. Now in this world of high-paying jobs or high-paying fields, once you're in that realm, you're in the ballpark, and any degree you pick should be all right. But again, I can't tell you what to do. Now, I have some ideas. Ideally, you maybe go become a surgeon or a doctor, but frankly, kid, you don't sound like you got the work ethic or the hustle. You mail it in with parents paying for everything, and you manage a 3.33 GPA. I don't care what your personal problems were. I had them worse. I don't care. You're not, and I got like a 3.96. I work full-time, went to school full-time, all right? And you just you're so meh about working in the emergency room, I can't say you should go into the medical field. So what I'm going to recommend, and this is going to sound very antithetical to what your parents are going to say, or what common sense and wisdom would say, is you're going to have to figure out what you want to do, and that's why you're going to have to go and become a reconnaissance man. And I'm not saying this to sell another copy of the book. I wrote the book because I keep getting questions like this. But read the book Reconnaissance Man. You don't have to read it because I'm going to tell you what it is. But if you want more detail, go buy it. It's in more detail. But basically, you don't know who you are and what you want out of life. You are wandering in the desert like many, many people. This is nothing your fault. It's because people don't bring you up right. No one guides you or leads you, be it your parents, your teachers, your guidance counselors, professors, or media, or anyone else. Am I the only motherfucking father in this goddamn place? Anyway. So what you need to do is find out who you are. The great thing about your situation is you are in the ideal town to do reconnaissance and drive across the country. Okay? You are in Denver, Colorado. You are where the cool shit starts. If you look to your west, you see the cool shit. If you look to your east, you see fucking Nebraska and nothing fucking over there. So you're right there. You're in the greatest part of the country. What I would do is wait a minute, if you're living at home, are you back in Kansas? Don't tell me you moved from Denver. Don't tell me you moved from Boulder back to Kansas. Oh, did you? Here's what you're going to do. You're going to get your ass back to Denver. You're going to get some kind of job. You're going to work something. Or while you're in Kansas, okay, you are in Kansas. Let's think this through. Between now and late spring. You are going to work up a shit ton of money. You're going to work another job. You're going to build up some cash. Okay? You could keep working that job that you want if you want over the emergency room, but I would get another job where you could sit and ponder some things out, like a security guard, night watchman, something like that. And what you're going to do is you're going to start doing some research on places you'd like to visit in the American West. Okay? If you have the time, read Reconnaissance Man, I'll go into more detail. But you're going to go and you are going to go travel and explore a little bit and figure out a couple things along on this long-ass road trip when you leave in spring. You're going to find out where you want to live. You're going to find out who you are. And while you're driving around and you're going through Nebraska and all this other, Kansas rather, sorry, and all this other bullshit, you're going to start thinking about what you want to do. You're going to download podcasts. You're going to download tutorials. You're going to listen to all this while you're driving around, hiking, and exploring this country. When you're at home or at your hotel at night or with your buddies crashing on the couch, you're going to research and go online and take classes on things that you might have interest in, be it STEM, whatever else, through Khan's Academy, through Coursera or edX. You don't even have to take them for credit. You don't have to go through it. You could be online YouTubes, anything. You are going to go and start researching and doing the legwork you should have done when you were 16 and 17 and 18 to figure out what you are interested in and what you want to do. While you are pondering this and have your time wandering around in the American West, it should become apparent to you over the course of the summer, if you have the finances, or maybe at least take a 2-week trip, that you have a better idea between now, working the night shift, and having all that time to yourself to think, and going out and driving around the American West on at least do 3 weeks. See if you can get the budget for 3 weeks. Then it will become more apparent to answer the question, what should you do? Because I can't answer it, your parents can't answer it, no, your girlfriend can't answer it. The only person that can answer it is you. But if you're too busy going to college, majoring in a master's degree in something you weren't interested in anyway, working a job you hate, and there's no downtime for you because you're in the emergency department scribing, or you're working at that job that friend of yours works at and you just be a cubicle slave, you will never have your brain to have the free time to go and figure out who the fuck you are, what the fuck you want out of life, and where the fuck you belong in this country. Right? So, until you can answer those 3 questions, there is no point, purpose, or reason either you investing the time or your parents investing the money in some kind of education. So go, I cannot emphasize this enough, read Reconnaissance Man. Okay? Go read that. It's much more articulate. It's worth your time or your money to read it. But the short and dirty is what I just told you. Go out, travel around the country, work up some money so coming late spring you can save up. Crash with some buddies in Boulder. If you got some buddies in Boulder, make that your HQ. Then hit Grand Junction. Do hiking. Go to Vegas. Hit Phoenix. Go to the Grand Canyon. Go to Moab. Do some hiking and figure out who the fuck you are. And then by the time and I'm in this year, it's a little bit late. By the end of next summer, even maybe in the middle of next summer, you'll say, you know what? I finally figured it out. I got it. And then, even if it takes a year, there's no rush. You're 23. You're not dead yet. Don't worry. You got plenty of time. There's no rush. No one's going to hire you anyway, so don't worry. By the time the end of next summer, you're going to have a much clearer idea of what you're going to do. Right? And then, whatever you do decide to commit to, it's not going to waste your time for another 4 years. You're not going to waste your parents' time for a master's degree. And then what money they do invest in you, and hopefully my Super Snake Shelby GT Mustang, will not go wasted. And then you can start thinking about other goals like marrying that girl if you want, having a family, and all that, because you'll have a job, you'll have a career, you know who you are, you'll have self-knowledge, and you'll lay the infrastructure down that you can start making money, get a house, whatever it is that you want to do, and start living your life. But man, you need a job, you need a career, and you need a profession, because that is what's going to generate the fuel by which you can run and live your life. If you don't have that, you're just going to be living at fucking mommy and daddy's until you're goddamn 32, and I guarantee you ain't going to have no family, and that long-legged blonde ain't going to be with you that much longer. So, anyway, hope that helped out. We'll catch you later. Toodles.